Earth signs, what's going on? It's your girl D here with 8th House Energy, and I'm here to bring you your Silent Enemies reading for the month of May. We're actually May going into June, but this is going to be a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. I usually would do individual signs, but I'm not doing that because we got a lot of planets going in retrograde. This is the time of the year where all the planets start going in retrogrades, and you know that on this channel, I usually do readings for you all, individual signs, in reference to how the retrograde energies will be affecting you based on, what's going on in that particular sign. So with that being said, I'm only doing the elements for the Silent Enemies reading until the end of the year when the planets come out of retrograde. That's like November, December time. All right. So we're going to be doing elements for the Silent Enemies reading moving forward. So the Silent Enemies reading, for those of you who are not familiar, is a reading that is designed. This is a channel for people who are on a spiritual path. I really don't do readings for the entertainment purpose. There are some readers who, their readings are based on, they're there for entertainment. My readings are here to help you on your spiritual journey. And so, as we all know, we're here human beings. We're not human beings, but we're spirits trapped in a human body, right? That's because we have to complete this realm. There's lessons that we have to complete on this realm for our soul to ascend. Our soul is here to go through a series of lessons to ascend, right? For those of you who are spiritually inclined, you know this. And so as a result, in order for us to clear the lessons on this 3D realm, we had to come down here and take on human form. And in order for us to keep in contact with our higher self, our intuition is one of the tools that we have to do that. And so our intuition, another thing that a lot of us know, being spiritual individuals and ascending, is that, the lessons that we learn are going to come through our family, our friends, the people who are closest to us, people that we, quote unquote, have to deal with until, we decide not to anymore. But the lessons that we experience are going to come through these people. If you stop and think about it, some of the most important lessons you learned, whether, it was a negative experience or not, was from people who you befriended, who you were family members with, people you may have been lovers with, people you may have worked with, or neighbors or things like that, people who are in your energy. Most of the people who come around you that you deal with are in your life to teach you some sort of lesson. All right. And so spiritual ascending beings understand this. So with that being said, your intuition is going to go off in reference to your connection with some of these people at certain points in times in the relationship. It's very important that you pay attention to these intuitive nudges, because they could be telling you that something's going on with this person and that you may need to check in as a friend or a family member and show them love and support. Or it could be that there's something else going on. Maybe they just have ill intent towards you. They're jealous of you. They're envious of you. And it could even be worse. So no matter what the scenario is, when your intuition goes off, you want to pay attention to it, because it is your superpower and it is here helping you. And this is a good way for you to get in tune with your intuitive abilities and start using them on a regular basis, so that you don't have to rely on readers all the time. You build your intuition enough where you're able to pull cards for yourself, or you're able to just gain intuitive knowledge for yourself. I'm not here, my channel is not here, to have 100,000 viewers and subscribers. My channel is here for people to come through on their spiritual journey, get what they need to get, and then move on, right? So my channel is set up a bit different. So with these cards here, I'm going to talk to you about the energies I get from these 3 cards, and then I'm going to pull some clarifiers and see what additional messages we get. So if these things resonate with your intuitive nudges, investigate it. Talk to someone. If you know that you're getting an ill vibe from this person, hey, what's going on? I'm sensing that something's going on with you. Do you need to talk? Are you okay? They may just tell you, yeah, I'm going through a lot. I'm stressed out at work. Or they may not tell you. It could be just them on some bullshit. Maybe they're jealous and envious of you. Maybe they want what you have. And that is an indicator for you to say, okay, depending on what this person tells you, you know how to proceed. You proceed with caution. You watch them. Make sure that you're not in put in a compromising position. Some people may think that these types of readings are negative, but if you take a look at the news and see what's going on, there's a lot of negative shit going on. And you need to be able to protect yourself from negative energies, negative entities at all costs. All right? So with that being said, let's get into this reading. So the first card that comes out is work. Okay? The next card that comes out, it came out in reverse, is trust. The third card that came out in reverse is joy. So let's start with work. So the way I'm going to describe these energies is either going to be, first I'm going to start off with it being internal, meaning that you could be the one who could be causing this energy, this negative energy in your world. And then I will talk to you about external factors, people, places, things outside of you that could be standing in the way of your spiritual ascension. So with the work energy here, there could be some inner work that you need to do. Some of you are just refusing to do the inner work. You're refusing to go into your shadow side and look at what's really going down and why it's going down. A lot of you, it could be that, you're afraid of change. You could be going through a transformation that's very difficult and challenging, as in there could be, people, places, and things that you're indulging in or indulging with that you shouldn't, or maybe you're just not getting it. And so, the universe, what it'll do is if you don't get certain things, it'll create a tower moment because your intuition is a nudge to you for you to pay attention to it. If you're too, caught in the 3D realm where you don't pay attention to your intuition, the universe will eventually send you a couple of nudges and then it'll send you a tower moment. And then, boom, it's going to put you on a path that it wants you to be on because you weren't getting it. So that's usually what a tower moment is. And tower moments are good, even though we may say that they're not, because the end result is for them to put you on the path that you're supposed to be on. It may not be good for you in a sense because you're looking at it from a 3D perspective, from a conscious perspective, a logical perspective. But from a spiritual perspective, it's what you needed because you were going down the wrong path. You were going down a path that was keeping you from doing what your soul's work was supposed to be, what your soul's supposed to be doing while it's here. So some of you are, in that sense, you're not doing the work that you're supposed to do to ascend. Now, this could also be about your work environment, earth signs. For some of you, your work environment is very toxic, very dangerous. It could be dangerous as far as the type of work you do. You may need to make sure you take precaution. If you're in an environment where you're doing, really rough work, construction work, maybe you work at a seaport, maybe you do welding, some of those jobs that are very dangerous physically to your well being, you may need to be careful with that. For others of you who may do work that is, you sit all day, that's dangerous to your body. You need to work out, make sure you eat right. For those of you who sit in front of computer screens all day, like me, work in IT, that could be very dangerous to you as well because, you got to be careful with your eyes and things like that. But you could also just be dealing with really toxic energies at the job as far as the people who are around. So you got to be careful. I was just talking to someone about this the other day. Go to work. Don't worry about what other people are doing. When you start worrying about what other people are doing and what they're not doing, that's when your job becomes stressful. When you start you're like, if you just sit down and say, you know what, I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm going to focus on what I need to do. I don't care because such and such been taking breaks every 10 minutes and don't ever help out. I'm only able to do but so much, so I'm going to do what I can, and I'm not going to worry about anyone else. And I assure you, if you do that, a whole lot of stress will be lifted because you're not worrying about such and such ain't come in today again, or such and such been on break for 25 minutes, or such and such has been doing this, or shit that don't got nothing to do with you and doing your job. A lot of people have unnecessary stress on the job because they worrying about what other people are doing. As long as you do what it is that you're supposed to do and you don't stress yourself out, do your job. You don't have to overcompensate or anything like that. Just do what you can, period. All right. And then, the other energy with work is some of you are not putting in work as far as, I think I said this earlier. Some of you are not putting in work as far as what you need to do for yourself. Whatever it is that you need to do, spiritual healing, moving on. Also, earth signs, be careful, especially Capricorn and Virgo, especially you, because when you guys get your mind fixated on something that you want to accomplish, you will go through hell to get it done. And what could happen sometimes is you put in so much work into what happens with the earth signs sometimes is you're the hardest working signs in the zodiac You'll see a project and you'll work on it and you'll see it through regardless. That is what Capricorn is known for. That is what Virgo is known for. You will not stop. You are relentless. You are fastidious and assiduous when you get your head wrapped into whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, and no one can stop you until you get to that goal. All right. But what you also have to consider is sometimes you're working for something that is no good for you. You're putting all this work, you're fighting ferociously, grinding for something that is not going to benefit you. You are not going to get anything out of it. And you need to learn when to quit. Some of you just don't know when to quit. You don't know when something is bad for you. You're just trying to fix it. Virgo, you're an energy of trying to fix it. You want to fix everything. Some things can't be fixed. Some things you have to tap into your opposite polarity of Pisces and say, you know what? I'm going to let it go. I'm gonna let the creator take care of it. Those types of situations where you've done everything you can do and you just have to kiss it up to the higher power and say, you know what, I've done everything I need to do. I need you to step in. That type of situation could be going on with you. All right. What could also be going on is, like I said, you're working on something, trying to get a result, and you're not going to get it because of the fact that it's not meant for you to have it. So, you need to know when to stop. Capricorn. You need to know when to stop. All right. You need to know when something is not working and to let it go. You'll go back to the square one and erase and try to replan a structure and then work at it, and that don't work, and you'll go right back to, that's how Capricorn energy is. That's why you're the boss of the zodiac, because you're relentless in getting what it is that you need to get done. But again, a downfall for you with that energy is that, you're working on something that's a dead end. It's not, it's like trying to bring the dead back to life over and over, trying to resuscitate something, and it's not coming back to life, no matter how you do it. All right, so be careful with that. Also, overworking, doing too much work, working too much overtime. For some of you, it's all about the money, the earth sign energy, trying to get them dollars. But you want to make sure that you're not doing too much where you're stressing your body out, stressing your mind out. Just, take breaks, do things in moderation. You need that money, okay? Yeah, you got to go out there and grind. We're in a physical world, even though we're spiritual beings here. We do have to participate in the physical aspect of things. And of course, we want nice things and we want to be comfortable, and we do need money to survive, right? But don't put yourself in a position where you're not taking care of your health, and your health is you're sacrificing your health for, work, or, whatever it is that you're overindulging in. Okay? Now we have trust. Trust came out in reverse. Here's trust again for those of you who didn't see it. So trust came out in reverse. So I feel like for some of you, you are trusting in, okay, if this is internal to you, you don't trust your own instincts. You're not trusting your own higher self. And this is because you're too trapped in the 3D realm. Again, you're here as a spiritual being. Yes, you have to be in a physical body to do what you need to do, to learn the experiences you need to learn on this realm. However, you still need to keep in contact with your higher self. And for some of us, we got so trapped in this mundane 3D world, and we're so involved in it that we forget we're spiritual beings. People will say quick, well, I'm only human. You're not really human. You're a spirit trapped in human form. When you say, oh, I'm only human, that means you're too trapped in the matrix. You know what I mean? You're too grounded in the matrix. So what you may need to do is do exercises that help you to tap into your higher self. Meditate. Spend some time doing absolutely nothing. Go out into nature, your earth energy, your earth element. So it's very important that you go out into nature. If you're in North America, the weather is getting a little bit warm. Well, it is warmer now. It is spring, about to be summer in another month. And so it's good for you to go out into the elements. Okay. If you can't do that, then maybe take a spiritual bath or listen to channels or frequencies that have like nature themed um, backgrounds. Like you can go onto YouTube and you'll find channels that have backgrounds with water running, or you have backgrounds with birds, chirping and things like that. So, if you can't go out into nature, you live in a concrete jungle and you don't have a lot of parks and recreation around where you're able to go, and you don't see any buildings, those are some of the things you can do because you want to keep your vibration high. We got a lot of planets going into retrograde over the summer, and as a result of a lot of planets going into retrograde, a lot of people have a lot of regret. And as a result of people having a lot of regret, they have a lot of remorse and they're angry about shit that they can't do anything about, or shit they didn't see, or I wish I shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? So you got to be careful of protecting your energy from those types of energies out there, because people will lash out. So in order for you to protect your energy and keep your vibration high, you need to do things that will help you to do so, and paying attention to your intuition is key. So when you sense that you're burned out and you need a day off, and your body is telling you to take a day off, take a day off. That office will still run without you, and I guarantee you that if you never go back, that office will still run. I guarantee you it will still run. You do not hold shit down, contrary to what you do. Don't stress yourself out. All right. Listen to your body. Trust what your body's telling you. Trust your intuition. Trust your instincts. Tap into it. Start doing things to build your intuitive ability. Buy yourself a deck of cards and learn to row. And as you start to learn to row, you will start to build into it. It will not just be about, okay, well, I learned stereotypic definitions of the cards. What you will start to do is, as you start being more familiar with the cards, you will start picking up, your intuitive muscle will start working. And so you'll start being more intuitive, and you'll start to trust your intuition, because the universe, once it starts opening up to you and communicating with you, it's going to show you, and it's going to help to build, you're going to build a relationship with the connection with the higher self, right? Where it's going to tell you, it's going to put you in certain circumstances where you're not going to have any choice but to let go. And then once you let go, you'll see the universe will come in and take care of you. And that's when you'll be like, oh, I see how this works. So you'll start building. That's what people on a higher spiritual level do, right? So you need to start doing that to start building your intuitive ability, so you start trusting your gut. That way you're not being put in situations where people are taking advantage of you, where you are blindsided by people, places, things, and situations, because you're so trapped in the 3D realm that your intuition has been telling you what's up, and then all of a sudden you're hit with a tower moment and you don't understand because it came out of the blue. It didn't come out of the blue, you just didn't see the signs. So learn to trust your intuition. The third card we got is joy. Joy came out in reverse. Some of you are just not happy, okay? If this is internally, you're not happy. It could be because you're not listening to your intuition, and you're trying to work on people, places, things, and ideas that you should let go of, that no longer serve you. Keep in mind, we're still underneath the Scorpio full moon lunar eclipse energy, where we're in the process of releasing toxic energies that no longer serve us, that we needed to close out as far as karmic cycles from the last 18-month lunar node cycle that we just came out of. We're fresh into the Taurus North Node, Scorpio South Node energy. So what we're doing right now is letting go of karmic cycles, or tying up karmic cycles with that Scorpio full moon lunar eclipse. We're tying up karmic cycles from the last 18-month Gemini North Node, Sagittarius South Node nodes, right? So we're tying that up. So as a result, we're supposed to be getting rid of things. So with the planets going in retrograde, it's making you look back at what was going on last year versus what's going on now. And as a result, if you're still unhappy about the same circumstances and situations that you were unhappy with last year, that should be an indicator to you that you need to make some changes. So if you're still unhappy and you weren't happy a year ago, the same shit is bothering you, the same dumbass job, the same landlord or your tenant, the same group that you're in, they still doing the same dumb shit. They won't change or switch up. That's an indicator to you that you need to change your perspective about things. Because, the serenity prayer says what? You change the things that you have the ability to change, except the things that you can't. But what it is you just need to change your perspective on how you look at things. Like I was telling you about the job scenario and worrying about what everybody else is doing on the job. That's what's going to piss you off and make you hate your job, because you're focused on what everybody else is doing. Just focus on coming in, doing your job, and going home. And if you do that, that's going to save you so much stress and aggravation, in opposed to, because some of y'all go home and y'all talk your partner or your family member's ear off about what Jane was doing today. And Jane did this, and she was on break for 20 minutes, and she didn't come back until such and such and such. She does it all the time. And like, what does that have to do with you doing your job? Now, if your family or friend member said that to you, what would you do? What does that have to do with you doing your job? If it has absolutely nothing to do with you and you doing your job, then you could turn this joy around in the workplace, okay? Because some of you don't like your job. And for many of you, you don't like your job because you're worrying about shit you shouldn't be worrying about. That's for some of y'all. For others of you, you're just not supposed to be here. You're supposed to leave this place. Now, that's if it's at work. If this is at home, and you're not happy, you need to look at what's going on in your relationships. Are you in a relationship with somebody? Are you in a situationship? What's going on with that relationship or that situationship? Why are you not happy? Is it because you're not listening to your higher self and trusting your intuition? So as a result, you are in situations where you're not happy? That could very well be. So all these things, for some of you, these things tie in together. All right, so let's get some clarity on these things. Let's see what additional messages we got here. Let's see what's up. What's up with my earth signs? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Silent enemies readings. Some of y'all are around people that you can't trust with the trust energy in reverse. Some of y'all are around people who are miserable, and so that's rubbing off on you. It could be people you work with. Okay, that could be the case too, because I know some miserable people at my job. But what you got to do is you just go in and focus on what it is you're supposed to do, and leave. That way you have energy and strength to come home and focus on the things you truly want to focus on, right? Whatever projects you like to do. Like, this is what I love to do. So if I'm at a job where it's stressing me out and I'm doing too much and I gotta stay over and I can't, I'm gonna reconsider that job. I'm gonna have to find something else. That's just me. That's just the level of comfortability I'm in with my spirituality. The universe always looks out for me. And I've already been through that, establishing that relationship. So I know what time it is. This is why I can sit here and tell you this. I'm not just blowing steam up your ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm only speaking what I've experienced. That's the type of person I am. I'm a Capricorn moon. I'll tell you what it is as far as what I've seen. I'm not going to make nothing up for you just because it sound good. I ain't never been that type of person and never will be. All right? Let's see what this work energy is. Let's see what additional messages we got. All right? So the Six of Cups want to come out sideways. So let's see what that's about. All right, another card coming out sideways. The Six of Cups and the Ten of Cups. What else do we have here? We got the Eight of Cups energy reverse. A lot of emotion here we're dealing with. A lot of emotion, okay, in reference to work. And then we got the Three of Cups. Oh my God. So we got the Eight of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Three of Cups. Let's take a look at this. So when it comes to work, like I said, for some of you, sometimes you like your job. There's things you like about it, and then there's things you're not. Some of you could be resentful about not getting promotions or being looked over or being treated a certain way by certain people at the job, and it's like you try to overlook it, but it still bothers you, maybe because the behavior is still going on. Maybe you need to talk to this person, have a conversation with them, see what's going on. If they're not that important, then don't worry about it. Just brush it off and keep it moving. Find other things to focus on. For some of you, this is about a relationship that's not working because you're dealing with somebody. For some of you, it's your child's mother or your child's father that you're in a relationship with, and that's not working. No matter what you try to do to try to keep it together, because everybody wants the family. Everybody wants to be with the people that they have children with. That's the ideal way of doing things and the ideal way of being. And I understand that. But most of the time, to be brutally honest, if you look at things from a spiritual level, most of us get in relationships with people who are karmic to us, meaning that this person was only in our life to teach us a lesson. Once the lesson is learned, you separate from this person because it's all about your spiritual growth. What a lot of people don't understand, and this may not resonate with people who are still matrixy, okay? But a lot of people don't get into solid, stable, real, healthy relationships until they're at least 40 and better. So all the relationships you get into from the age of 17 up to 40, those relationships are meant to teach you things about yourself so that you develop into somebody who's emotionally healthy. And then once you get of a certain age, you've been past your Saturn return and you're about to go, you know what I mean? Then at that point, you've been through some things. So now once you come into contact with someone, now you're able to have a real stable, committed relationship because you've been through all the bullshit. But I can't tell that to somebody who's 17, 18 years old and they swear they're in love. I can't tell that to someone who's 32, 33 and they're married to someone and they got kids in the house that not everybody falls under that rule, but at least a good 70% of us fall under that rule. How many people do you know are in relationships and they're under 40 and they're in relationships with the same people they've been in relationships for the last 10 years, or they're with people that they've been with since high school? Very few of us know very few people who are still in happy, committed relationships with people that they've been with since high school, or they still with the people they lost their virginity to when they were in high school or what have you, right? So if you look at it from that perspective, you understand that these relationships that we're in, they're here to teach us things about ourselves. But of course you don't know that because the universe is telling, the spiritual The 3D realm tells us something different. But for a lot of you, you're realizing that the people that you have children with, or the people that you want a relationship with, or people that you've been in a relationship with since you were in your teens or 20s, you're trying to make it work and it's just not working. It's because this is someone you're supposed to learn a lesson from and you're supposed to move on. Okay? With the Eight of Cups in reverse here, you're supposed to move on. For some of you, you got these people coming back with the Three of Cups. They want to reconcile. For some of you, you want to reconcile with these people because, again, for some of you, oh, this is who I'm in love with or this is who I'm supposed to be with. You may think that, but the universe has other things planned. This is why you're frustrated. And in situations like this is when the tower moment comes in and shake shit up because the universe is trying to tell you, okay, you've learned the lesson with this person. It's time for y'all to move on. But you're like, no, we got a house together. We got 2.5 kids. We got, you know what I mean? The universe doesn't care that you married this person. The universe only put this person in your life to teach you the lesson. That's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people. Hard pill to swallow. But for some of you, this is all about reconciling with someone that you split up with, or someone that you have children with, or someone that you were trying to work a relationship out with, and it's just not going to work. And even though they're coming back to you, it's still not going to work. Only because when people come back to you during retrograde, it's because it's closure that's required. It's not reconciliation that's required. And unfortunately, a lot of you think that, oh, well, this person is back. But if you follow the planets and you're a spiritually inclined person, Mercury retrograde is going to bring people back from the past so that you can bring closure to the situation. Period. It's not for you to get back together with this person and hang out and, oh, that's not what it's for. Now, some of you have done this before. You've reconciled with this person, broke up, reconciled, broke up, reconciled, broke up. Like, that's what the Eight of Cups in reverse is. Now, some of you have learned your lesson and you finally let go and moved on. Now, it's tough. I'm not saying this in a sense where it's not tough. What I'm doing is I'm just reading the cards to you and telling you what's going on here. But you have to do what it is that you have to do. All right? Let's go on to this trust energy. This trust energy in reverse. What comes out here? So we got the Chariot, major arcana of Cancer, the Four of Swords. We got the Death energy in reverse, Scorpionic energy. Yeah, see, some of you are not trusting. You're going through a transformation and you're supposed to let go of certain places, things, ideas, and you're not doing it because you're not trusting. So therefore, you're not transforming. You're not transforming, meaning you're not going to get your blessings, meaning you're going to stay in stagnant energy and you're going to stay angry and frustrated. All right? And if you're not happy, it's because you're dabbling in something that you should be letting go of. This Chariot energy here, yeah, this is an energy of it's very difficult for you to move on from this, but you're going to have to. All right, because that's what's going to bring you peace of mind. The Four of Swords is peace of mind. Okay, and with the Chariot energy here in front of it, this is you coming out of your emotional, stop. Okay, how can I say this? This is you not looking at things with your emotion, not dealing with things with your emotion. And it's a hard thing to do. But if you start doing that, if you start looking at things from a logical perspective and taking your emotions out of it, then you will see that eventually when you trust the universe and move away from it, the universe is going to bless you. Clarify this Chariot energy for me, please. When it comes to trust, clarify this Chariot energy. Some of you are not trusting that there's a emotional attachment or connection that you have that you need to move away from. Yeah, here's the Ace of Swords in reverse. You're in denial. Some of you are straight up in denial. All right? Now, with this Death energy in reverse and the Page of Coin in reverse, some of you, when it comes to trust, the Page of Coin in reverse is an energy of mistrust. Okay? Some of you, you're not trusting your intuition, and as a result, with the Death energy, you're staying stuck in a connection or a job or an idea that is not going to benefit you. It's going to cause you aggravation. The Seven of Pentacles came out in reverse. Some of you are thinking about this. You're like, your intuition is telling you what's up. You know what's up with the with the Seven of Pentacles sideways. You know what's up. But it's like you're trying to figure out, should I do this or should I not? So you're kind of 1 minute, you're like, okay, I don't want to waste my time. I put in all this time, energy, and effort. That's a 3D way of looking at things. It don't matter if you've been with someone 20 years. What has that 20 years been like? Has it been hell on earth? Then why are you worried about the fact that you've been with this person 20 years? The only thing you should be thinking about in terms of that is, damn, I wasted 20 years in a situation I know I should have left sooner. You shouldn't stick with someone, oh, well, we've been together 20 years, but the 20 years has been hell. Some of you are pregnant, or some of you are, you're pregnant right now and you're trying to determine if you're going to have this child by this person that the universe doesn't want you with. So, you may have to think about what it is that you're going to do, and you need to think about it quick, because if abortion is a consideration, your days are numbered with that. So if you're going to decide to have this child, then that's what you're going to be stuck with, and that's what you're going to have to deal with. And you're going to have to, decide what, because it's going to, for some of y'all, this is a karmic cycle. And if you're continuing to deal with this person, some people sometimes get pregnant as karma. The universe has told you to leave a person alone. You still take this person back. You still deal with them regardless of how bad they treat you, how bad they shit on you. The universe says, okay, you don't want to leave them alone? Then I'm going to make sure that you don't have to leave this person alone. Boom, now you're pregnant. There is your karma for not listening to your higher self. That's cruel. Some people may say, that's cruel, that's fucked up. The universe would do that to me. But the thing is that the universe is trying to talk to you, but you're not listening, you're not hearing. Now, that's not everybody, but that's some people. And that's what's happening to some people. Because, again, planets are going into retrograde right now, so everybody is looking back thinking about, damn, what should I have done differently? What could I have done differently? Why are things not changing? Why am I still upset? Why am I not happy in this area of my life? Why is this going wrong? Why is this not happening for me? And so as a result, what it really boils down to is either you are not doing the inner work, or you're not trusting your intuition, and you're not stepping away from people, places, and things that are keeping you from what? The next card here, your joy. All right, so let's get energy on that and see what's going on with joy, because you're not happy. Some of you are just not happy. All right, so we got the Ten of Wands energy in reverse. We got the Four of Wands. We got the Two of Cups in reverse. We got the Two of Wands. I told you, some of you are in relationships and in living situations with people that you should not be with. You are not happy with these people. Okay, with this Four of Wands and this Two of Cup energy in reverse. Some of you, with the Ten of Wands in reverse, you've given up. It's like you've tried everything you possibly could. That could be what that work energy is about, with all these cups over here. You've worked and done everything you possibly could to make this relationship work, but it's not working. If you can sit back and say, yo, I've done everything I possibly could to make the relationship to work. I've done this, I've done that. We, okay, have done this. We have done that. We've gone to counseling. Worst case scenario, if your relationship is that screwed up and you need to sit down and say, damn, we need to go to counseling, because there's a lack of communication here, we're just not on the same page, and your partner doesn't want to go to counseling, that should be enough for you to say, you know what, that's my tower moment. It's time for me to take off, or it's time for me to back up from this situation for a minute. Some people don't do that. They just stay stuck in the situation. Some of you live with this person. Some of you are married, but the Two of Cups energy is in reverse here. So some of you are not happy, and with the Two of Wands, you're trying to decide what you're going to do. Again, with the Seven of Pentacles energy sideways. You're trying to decide what you're going to do. But with all these cups in reverse and sideways, and then you still going back to this person, the only cup that's upright is the Three of Cups. Like this person is coming back to you, or you're going to get right back into this situationship or this fucked up relationship again after you've walked away. Some of you with the Six of Cup energy in reverse, this person is very immature. They're not emotionally mature enough. Or it could be you. You may have some inner work to do so that you're emotionally mature enough to be in a relationship. Now, it may not be you. It could just be the person you're with. Maybe they're just not ready. But some of you, you're dealing with children here. I definitely see that here. All right, because she's pregnant. Look at this. She's pregnant with that Seven of Pentacles. All right, and it's sideways. So this is what I was telling you about. Some of you, you're debating on if you might be pregnant. You're debating on if you're going to have this child, or you're debating on your partner may be asking you to get pregnant. And you're debating on if you want to do that. Some of y'all know what y'all need to do. All right, but this is what I got for you for your silent enemies reading for the earth signs. Give me a few minutes. I'm going to sage the cards and sage the room. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the fire signs, okay? And then after that, I'm going to do water, all right? So thank you so much for coming to check out the video. If you need a personal reach out, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and make sure you hit the like button if it resonates with you or someone you know. All right? I love you guys, and I wish you the best. Take care of yourselves, earth signs.